Loyal to Law once again, and this is going to be a tag video this time. And so I'll be writing down what I consider to be, I think, the basic rules for this tag video on the description box, or wherever the description box is. And so my top 3 picks for the improvised fighting scenes that I really love and would automatically remember. Number 3, for the movie Equilibrium, starring Christian Bale. And for those of you who don't know, Christian Bale did make an epic movie before the Dark Knight series. So it's called Equilibrium. And the fight scene there with an improvised weapon was when he was surrounded by 5 to 7 guys. Now, in the movie, he was entirely using guns. He doesn't have any knife, he doesn't have any blunt weapon with him, so no additional weapons whatsoever. He only has ammo and 2 handguns. That's it. So in this case, it's really against the plot, because he was basically using guns all throughout the action scenes, but in this case, it's not. He was surrounded by 5 to 7 guys, and in a circle. And if you're only at least half or a full arm's length away from your assailant, chances are you're not going to be pulling your gun fast enough and shoot, let alone take off your gun. So what he did was, he held his gun on the side of his arms, just like so, just like that. So his gun was here, pulled out, and then he flipped it where he was holding the muzzles of his handguns. And so the handle was like an axe head. He pushed a button of some sort, and 3 small nails popped out, like around 1 centimeter long, or an inch long. That would be too long, but 1 centimeter long. Anyways, 3 nails popped out, and he just did Cali Arnie's Eskrima type self-defense techniques all throughout those 5 to 7 guys. Because those guys were only maximum of arm's length away from him, they did not stand a chance. They were holding assault rifles, and assault rifles were too long, and it takes too much time for them to aim him and fire. And yeah, he just pummeled them, broke all of their biker helmets, smashed heads. Well, not smashed heads because they were wearing helmets, but they smashed helmets, smashed some joints, smashed bike parts and all that stuff. It was so awesome. And it did that with a finishing move. Yeah, really awesome. Anyways, top 2. Second part would be the movie Who Am I by Jackie Chan. I know. Hear me out. I am well aware that Jackie Chan is not a fair pick because he uses a lot of improvised weapons throughout his movies. But because of the basic rules that they understood, which you should have read it on the description box already, it's fair for me to choose at least one movie with Jackie Chan. And that movie would be Who Am I? And the fight scene would be on the top of the building, 2 guys. And I'm just going to explain one guy. In this one guy, the guy was wearing a coat and tie, and it came to a point where this guy was trying to evade Jackie Chan's attacks, and his back was turned on him. And Jackie Chan saw this opportunity, grabbed somewhat the sleeve of the guy's coat, pulled him back, turned the coat inside out, and wrapped the guy with the coat, and tied the sleeve, and just repeatedly did elbows and punches and elbows and punches, and he repeated that 3 times at least. And I was like, man, if that were in real life, the guy would have been knocked out by now. But then again, it's a movie. And then it didn't stop from there. What happened after that was the guy somewhat took the coat off, so his sleeves just wearing polo shirt, long sleeve. And this time, Jackie held his tie and used that to repeatedly do back fist on the side of the head of his head. And I was like, I'm a business major, and I'm supposed to wear ties and coats as my job uniform every single day, except casual Fridays, I think. How can I get around that? that's messed up. So, I see. So, yeah, I'm still thinking about how to get around that though. So yeah, that's my number 2. My top pick would be not a Jackie Chan movie because I already used Jackie Chan. So in all seriousness, this movie really opened my eyes when it comes to using everything and anything that you have as a self-defense weapon. Because it was the first movie that I watched using this improvisation of anything that you can use for self-defense. And it would be Jet Li's, not Fearless, but Jet Li's Fist of Legend. It's an alternate version of one of Bruce Lee's movies. I forgot the title of Bruce Lee's version, the original version. In this scene, he fought a Japanese general who, for some reason, held a Japanese sword at the end of the fight scene and tried to slash Jet Li with it. Jet Li, fighting in an open space without any weapon in sight, and fighting a general that has a samurai sword, was a very, very skilled martial artist, a very, very skilled weapons expert. He tried to evade all the slashing attacks. He got slashed right here, but there's no blood, so he had his clothes slashed. Till such a point where he had an opportunity to jump back, and while jumping back, he was turning around, and lo and behold, when he faced the general, he whipped out his belt and used that as a improvised whip / nunchucks against the general's samurai sword. Automatically, Jet Li had the advantage on distance. The general cannot go near Jet Li, and once he did, he made a really, really telegraphic slash on Jet Li, and for some reason Jet Li wrapped around his belt on one of the general's hands and made it into a position, put him into a position where the general has his sword hand on his side and the samurai sword was on his neck. I was like, snap, you're so screwed. Jet Li pulled the hand of the general's samurai sword, the one that's holding samurai sword, pulled his hand and it slashed his throat. And he died. And so those are my top 3 picks. And hopefully that you're going to be able to have a more awesome, if not as awesome, of a video response or comment for the top 3 improvised weapons from 3 movies. So there you have it. And thank you for watching, and God bless you all. Always train safe and take care.